On Monday, I was traveling. So instead of giving you a trade of the week idea of something that has, actually triggered and say, here's one that's already triggered, I gave you a bunch of names to say, hey, some of these will trigger, some of them won't. I'm just going to give you these names from the StatsEdge Pro members list who get access to a whole bunch of swing and day trading and investment systems. And then I said, I'll wrap you guys up at the end of the week. So we're at the end of the week. So here is the wrap up. I'll go through all of them, the good, the bad, and the ugly here for you guys here. So first of all, again, we're talking from the swing trading system, which if you go to statsedgetrading.com, you can scroll down and get all these access to all these systems. You can also have free courses and newsletters if you want to sign up for those. And yeah, so we're talking everything from the swing trading systems right here. So I went through a number of trades and I obviously had no idea to know which ones would work and which ones wouldn't. So I just gave you a whole bunch because it was a Monday morning before the market opened. BZUN, I'll go through the no triggers first. BZUN, no trigger on that. GME, no trigger. By no trigger, I mean on Sunday, the StatsEdge Pro members, they get access to the algorithm is fulfilled. The criteria to enter is fulfilled if this stock hits this price. And if it doesn't hit that price, then there's no trigger, right? So GameStop just ripped and didn't give us a chance to get in. Same with BZUN. And Wolf also just kind of ripped a bit without letting us get in. We're recording this halfway through Friday, so subject to change, but this is what things are looking at right now. Now, the beauty of what we do here is that because there's so many symbols that could potentially trigger it, and I don't know which ones actually will, I've kind of set this bot up for users where I'm setting all the alerts in my TradingView account. And if they trigger, it's sending these alerts over to StatsEdge Pro members. So you can see on Monday, this is Monday, 10:33 is 9:33 Eastern. It's 10:33 my time. You can see BTU triggered and SON triggered, which is one we talked about, and BDD triggered, which is one we talked about. So a bunch of them that we talked about here, I'll go over again, everything that we spoke about. So all users get access to the list on Sundays. If they don't want to set alerts themselves or watch all of the names, they can just log into the Discord room and that just kind of pings and says, here's the entry, here's the exit price. You can see this from your email. So let's just go and let's do the loser first because there was one loser. And as you guys know, I'm very transparent. So POOL went right up to these prior highs and then just fell off right away. Now, some people I know, I was talking to people in the room, they didn't take this one just because it triggered in the first few minutes, but according to the algorithm and according to what we're looking at, this one triggered and then failed down about 3% after that. But totally okay with that because also something that triggered right off the open was SONN. This is one that I talked to you guys about from the stream, and this triggered. It opened up at 520, it sold off to 460, and then by the next day it was up 77%. So again, the systems say hold until next Monday. I took some off, up 70%. It's one of those I could have definitely kicked myself if it continued to run like that QMMM trade we had. But if we're up 70% in a day, I'm going to take a little bit off the table. I can't help myself. But still, even if you're just still holding on up 40, 50% on that particular trade, BTU, this is one of those things one of those trades where I am very tempted to hold more of, and I'll kind of explain why. But BTU, we were looking at over 19 bucks. It went 19 and then just rocketed about 20%. So you see just up every single day this week, hitting new highs as we speak. Just been a great trade. The reason I'm interested in holding it is because when a trade acts so perfectly like that, and it's not like an SONN, which is like a biopharmaceutical type kind of scary company. BTU mines coal and copper and metals and things like that. I am more interested in holding something like this. So how I'll approach it personally is the system says close it on Monday. I will take half or maybe 2/3 off and then kind of draw a trend line or an anchored VWAP or some sort of very slow trailing system, maybe something like this, and then just hold the rest until that kind of trend line breaks or something happens. And the reason for that is this long-term chart. Is you can see we broke down this support in a major way from $17 all the way down to 10. And now we're way back above that. So anyone who shorted that breakdown or sold that breakdown is underwater. Again, the whole commodity sector has been hot. So this is one of those things that I know the second I don't do what the algorithm says, I'm detaching myself or detaching this trade from the algorithm. just to be in a space that is this popular right now makes me think that I should be holding on to some because I just got such a good entry for it. So I think that's my plan, is just to draw this trend line out like this and just see as soon as it breaks down and closes a couple days under that trend line, I'll get out. But just to show where I'll put discretion into the system sometimes. Again, this was never gave you like a minute of worry on this trade, so I feel like I need to give it a little bit of chance to breathe, a little bit of chance to dance. BBD is the last one here, and another good trade triggered on Monday, moved up pretty good on Tuesday, and then it just chopped around for the rest of the week. So, or sorry, this is Wednesday. So yeah, moved up good on Wednesday, and now it's just been chopping around for the rest of the week. This is a slow one. It's a big bank, so being up 4 or 5% on that is great. So those are all the trades. Again, I promised I'd come back and wrap them up and show you the good, the bad, the ugly. That is what happened this week. If you like this kind of format a little bit better, let me know, where I could just say, hey, this is what triggered, and then this is what this is how it actually went. Again, certainly let me know. But that is it for me for this week. Back in my house, back in action, no more travel on the horizon for at least another month. So I'll be able to do a much better job, hopefully, of helping you guys out and talking about the markets and what's happening there. So stay tuned for more normal content next week. And until then, get away from the screens.